I'm going to start with some training mode tips that you may or may not know about. They're pretty useful, so you should know about them. We'll pick the dojo since we're training. Right? So first of all, there's a very good feature in this training mode called one guard jump. And with one guard jump, the CPU will guard one move and then jump. Now, you can use this to test like block strings and stuff and see if, they can't jump out or whatever. But what it's really good for is you can tell how much frame disadvantage or advantage a move has. So let's say I'm playing K-Dash and I want to know, I played him in arcade because he's the best character and you can't get out of this shit. So I want to know, okay, they nerfed this, so what is it like on block? So you just have them guard it and you both jump. You hold up and you can see who jumps first. This is easier if you have the same character to see, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So you do this, hold up, and look. And you can tell it's like, I don't know, it's like -3 or something. Like here. That's like -3, -4 maybe. If you really want to get accurate, you could use some kind of like, video capture or whatever and actually know the frames exactly. But when you're learning a character and you just want to know like what works and what doesn't and what's advantage, you can tell. And this is useful for a lot of stuff. You test like stuff that has advantage, like, EX fire. Like, look how much advantage it has. Wow, I'm at the top of my jump and he's not even left the ground yet. So you can tell like it has, hella advantage, Could do this and oops. He's actually stuck in block stun. He has to block so much block stun, he has to block a jab. So, he can't even leave the ground until I can, before I can do my fierce. So that's a good move. So that's useful for a lot of stuff. You can also test frame advantage on hit with this as well, depending on the move. So after they block one move, they're just going to hold up. They're not going to block. So you can do something like this. Apparently, you gotta let them leave block stun and then let them actually jump like that, and they'll still jump after you hit them. So you do this, and then you can also see the advantage on. So this is the C flame. It doesn't knock down, and you kind of have to you have to time it. So it's a little annoying, but so you can see, okay, this is disadvantage on hit because he jumped before I did. But it's still really good. You can do it, meteor or whatever, and then you can test the advantage on that. You can do this and then do it meaty, and now it's, a little bit disadvantage, I think. So you can, test all your setups. There we go. That's about even or something. So another very useful feature is this. You can put the dummy on normal jump. Usually I use vertical. You can use forward normal jump and then make them attack. And what they'll do is they'll jump and they'll attack, right? In the old KOF games, they had this feature, but they would just, the two options weren't linked, so they would just time their jump in at whatever interval they were going to do it anyway. In this game, it actually retimes it every time, so that it'll always be synced up with the jump, and they'll time it properly, which means you can test anti-airs. So, I want to know, how good is K-Dash's jab. You can pick any character and see, like, okay, it's pretty fast, I can do it pretty late, it trades if I do it late. Of course, if I do it really super late, I'll get hit. You can test his dragon punch, jab dragon punch. See if I hit really, really deep, it won't work. So yeah, Fierce DP is completely invincible, but you have to do it late. I can see what happens when I do it early. Of course, you can't really make them attack early in the jump, but it's really good for testing anti-airs, like low fierce, okay. It kind of trades. the general rule is normal anti-airs. You do them early, they win. You do them middle, you know, they'll trade usually. You know, you usually do them on reaction. A lot of times you'll get a trade. If, of course, you do them late, you get fucked up. But it's really useful. It does not work with short jump because the attack doesn't come out. Although maybe with like a really, really fast attack, it might work. Does that hit? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can do like, you know, something fast. So there you go. Let's see what else. Oh, of course, the record function is very useful. You have to go to your button config. I already have it set up. You just have the record, play, and then repeat. So I just have record and play, and I just play it whenever. Also, this is a bug. Well, no, maybe it's not a bug. Who am I to say? It's maybe it's a feature. You can only record. So I'm hitting the record button and it doesn't work. You can only record the dummy if you have them on stand. So if it's not working, that's probably why. And, you know, you can test whatever setups, you know, see what's safe. You know, if you really, you know, if you see something that's, you know, disadvantage on block, you use one guard jump, you can see exactly how much. You can see, you know, if it's punishable by whatever. And the restart button will restart your record or whatever, you know. If I fuck up or I do something wrong, I can just hit restart. It'll restart the timer. So if I want to test, like, I don't know, this string and then have them block or something, and then actually have them block down back. I mean, you know how this works. Then block and do whatever. And you can see this is mostly safe. This is like minus a little bit on block. You know, my jab DP is really fast. Maybe it works. No, it doesn't. You know, whatever. Another good thing in training mode is this setting. You can have them, you know, you can have them go do guard cancel rolls and stuff. Although this is kind of fucked up in training mode, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But so guard cancel attack. I didn't really talk about guard cancel attacks in the old tutorial, but this is good for just seeing how much invincibility moves have. Just because it doesn't beat a guard cancel attack does not mean it's not invincible. Some moves only have invincibility up to a certain point, like most Dragon Punches. You know, they have like upper body invincibility, or they might have full invincibility but trade on the hit or whatever. They might have invincibility up to the hit but not on the hit, you know, whatever. So, you know, if K-Dash, I'm making guard roll. If I like cancel into jab DP, you know, he gets counter hit. That doesn't mean the DP isn't invincible. It's just not completely invincible. When I do fierce DP, you see I get higher in the air, but I still get hit. I do EX, and I almost hit him. I don't know if K-Dash has any completely invincible moves. Probably his level 2. Yeah, so his level 2 is like total, you know. So if something beats guard cancel attack, you know it's like, it's legit. Like, it's pretty much not going to get beat by anything unless you time it completely wrong. You know, level 1's not going to work. Neomax work? Nope. It's just level 2 is like a completely invincible move. I mean, these are all completely invincible too, just on, you know, on startup. But past the startup, they can get hit because guard cancel attacks also have their own invincibility before they hit. So, well, since I'm talking about this, I might as well talk about baiting CD counters. So, CD counters are kind of annoying. If someone has a lot of meter, like it's coming down to the last round, you know, you don't have a lot of life, they don't need to really land an HD combo, you know, you try to do offense or whatever. It's on. You know, you try to do something and like, oh, they're just, oh, I'm just going to guard it. Oh, well. Man, I'm so good. So you jump in and they just, you know, guard cancel you, or you try to do some offense, and they just get the fuck off me. I'm not going to deal with it. It's very common. So, as you can see, one way of baiting them, you can just do a deep jump in, and it's actually pretty easy in this game. They're a little slower than they used to be. So, you can... I wasn't quite deep enough. But you can do a jump in pretty shallow and still guard it. And they are punishable. you'll have to see for yourself. You know, pick your characters and see what you can punish them with. You know, not everybody gets like a close C or whatever, and it also depends on the distance. You know, if I do it from back here and they do that, you know, I'm not gonna get a close attack. Actually, wow, that's hella punishable. Oh wow, never mind. They're really easy to punish in this. I keep on missing the fireball though. Okay. So yeah, wonder if I can just run up. Yeah. Yeah. So just block it and kill him. Okay, there we go. But if you're real close, it's real easy. I mean, you know, you can fuck them up. Another thing you can do is this is more baiting people's habits and capitalizing on them. Sometimes people are just committed to a CD attack. You know, they see you super jump across the screen, but they have a lot of life. You don't have a lot. They don't really care about trying to react and anti-air you. They don't, you know, they're just gonna block and say, oh, I'm just gonna CD counter as soon as he, you know, he's gonna jump in, he's gonna do something, and I'm just gonna CD counter. That's the plan. I don't really care. So when you get into that kind of situation, I have to use record mode to do this. So if I do the same thing, if I just expect him to do this, you can just land and do a close C or whatever your fastest attack is. And yeah, so like you know, I'll do the first one. Okay, I can CD counter that. And so if I'm expecting this timing and he comes down and I hit CD, I'm gonna get counter hit. Well, it's not a counter hit, but he hits me out of the CD. And so that can lead. That's a really useful tactic because it can lead. It's good against people who aren't reacting, so it's a little harder to land, but it leads to huge damage, and you don't really have to worry about timing your jump and shallow. You just kind of go for it. It's not always the most reliable setup, but it's good to know. I guess I'll talk about guard cancel roll a little bit. So, first of all, in training mode, when the CPU does guard cancel roll, they do it like on the first frame. And because of that, if you try to, like, if you're testing a string, you're like, oh, I want to know if this looks unsafe versus guard cancel roll or whatever, right? You know, if I do like low kick in the flame, it won't come out because he does the guard cancel so early that it eats my input. So you can't really test this like that. You have to use, you just have to use record mode. So of course you can't record while they're crouching. So I'll use record mode. And I'll just make them block, and I think it auto-corrects for the side in case I roll through them. But basically, when you guard cancel roll, don't do it super early. Like, you probably will never get this timing because you basically have to, you know, you're going to react when you do this. So you're probably never, like, if, you know, see how it comes out every time? Even though I just recorded it at normal speed. Like, it's impossible for me to actually, like, guard cancel so early. Oh, there it goes. Like, you guard cancel super early, they don't do the move. So you should always, you know, time your guard cancels, and then you can hit them or whatever. Now it's a little too late. So just a note: if you ever guard cancel a move, and they don't cancel into the whatever move you're expecting them to cancel into, it's because you did it too early. So take note. And then I was too late. That kind of moves forward. So record mode, it's very useful. Use it. But guard cancel rolls are completely invulnerable. You cannot be thrown out of them. You cannot be hit at the end of them. So a common tactic, like if you're trapped in the corner or something, people roll and then they roll again. So you're not really vulnerable to being hit until the end of the second roll, because you're coming out of the recovery of the first roll. You can block as soon as you're recovered, or you can do an action. So you come out of the roll and you just roll again. You'll see that a lot in like old videos and stuff. Of course, if you do something and they react to it, like they do like a jab or something, you guard roll it, you know, they can punish you. They can punish the second roll. They can like run up and see you, you know, roll back again. So you have to recognize if you have that much advantage or not.